Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kayla. I like to talk about books, and today I'm going to be doing a just like classic book haul. So if you're interested in some of the books that I have accumulated lately, then keep watching. So I guess I'll just get right into it. Firestarter is the first book that I got pretty recently. If you watched my book shopping vlog, then you probably saw that. I'll link that somewhere around here because a lot of these are books I got during that, but a couple of them are not. But anyway, so the first book I got is Firestarter. I just did a review on this, so I will also link that, and I just finished it. I really did not think I would finish it this quickly, but holy cannoli, this book was so good. Like in general, Stephen King books have a tendency to be really good, but I think that this one is iconic for a reason, and I think it's like a classic Stephen King for a reason, and I can't believe I hadn't read it, but like it's just so good, and it's really getting me in the mood for like kind of Halloween spooky season. Even though that's not here for a while, I am suddenly like in the mood, so very excited. Loved that book. Like I said, I have a full dedicated review that I just filmed to it, so I'll like post that somewhere around here. But the next book that I got, actually on the same trip to Barnes & Noble, was another Stephen King book, The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon, which I've actually been wanting to read for a really long time. I don't really see it like a lot of places, but I saw randomly like one single copy there, and it was not very expensive, and I was kind of like, and it's just like a nice little paperback, so I was like, okay, I should get that. I've been wanting to read it. It's been on my list of like Stephen King books that I want to read that I haven't read yet. So yeah, I was just pretty excited. I feel like it's a little bit, I mean, obviously there's a lot of similarities in a lot of his books, but it's also, to me, sounds like a little bit different. Like the girl initially getting lost in the woods, and then it kind of says that there's some sort of enemy or somebody out to get her who may or may not be real. So it could be like in her imagination, it could be like a real threat. Maybe it's even left up to interpretation. I have no clue, but I'm so excited to read it, especially after just finishing Firestarter. So I'm kind of like in the mood. Maybe I'm probably going to read one or two in between these, though. I'll try and hold off until it's closer to maybe Halloween to read this, because I feel like that'll be the vibe, like September probably. But I had to pick it up because it was like a really good price. So this is one I'm also really excited about. The next book that I actually got really recently that I wanted to get at Barnes & Noble, but they didn't have it, so I actually ended up ordering it online, is The Book of Lost and Found by Lucy Foley. And I feel like I haven't seen this a lot in stores, maybe because it was, I think it's her first book, or it's one of her earlier books where she kind of wasn't like, she like blew up a lot, I think, after The Hunting Party and The Guest List, which makes sense. People love The Guest List. The Hunting Party was really good in my opinion. But I picked this up because my sister-in-law actually recommended it to me, and I thought that it sounded kind of cool, and like I said, I've enjoyed some of her other stuff to varying degrees, and this just sounded a little bit different than the other ones I've read by her. But like different in a good way, I think. So maybe this was before she kind of ended up becoming a little bit more formulaic, if that makes sense. But I don't know, it's also got like a cool cover. It feels like a vibe, and it's about, apparently this girl named Kate, her mother falls ill and leaves her a portrait or something like that, and she ends up going on basically a quest to find the true identity of the woman in the portrait, who I believe looks like a lot like her or something. And it just goes with along with her on her hunt to like discover all of the information about this, and I guess she ends up like going kind of all over Europe to discover the secrets of this portrait, which just sounds fun. That just sounds fun, interesting, intriguing. So I really am excited to read this. This may be the one that I read next, depending on what my next book is. So the next book that I just recently got was a blind date book, which they sometimes do. I think a lot of stores do this, but our Barnes & Noble nearest does this, where they wrap up books and they give like a description on the cover. My baby picked this out first off, but she also ripped the description off the cover. I believe this was billed as a thriller, and there was other description to go along with it, but like I said, she ripped it off. So it's gonna be a true surprise. I believe it was like a thriller. It said it took place in a small town, but I don't remember all the other descriptors that were on the outside thing. So I thought it would be fun to open it on camera and see what the book inside was. I'm very excited because sometimes it's like you kind of know generally what you're in the mood for, but you want to get out of your box a little bit, or you just want like somebody to pick a book for you. It's the same reason that sometimes I kind of like book of the month and stuff like that, but this just is another way to do that, I guess. It's even more mysterious though, because book of the month, you still actually like pick from a few choices. An unboxing. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Wait. This, no. No! I know what book this is and I've already read it. No! My toddler did me so dirty by picking this one. Oh, hi baby. My dog just came up. Wow, I have already read this. And I actually got it from our awesome local Little Free Library near us, which always has like the best books in it. And so I feel like I can't even bring it there. What am I gonna do with this brand new copy of Sharp Objects? A book I've already read. I mean, I guess maybe I'll keep it. It was a good book, but just what a disappointment. Oh my gosh, I was so excited for like a fresh new book, something that I'd never read before, something totally different. And it's just a freaking book I've already read. Why couldn't it have at least been Gone Girl? What the heck? I haven't read Gone Girl. Oh my gosh, this is so disappointing. Okay, why were my hopes so high? Okay, that's okay. Anyway, the last book that I got recently, my dad actually gave to me to read, and it's called The Cake in the Rain by Jimmy Webb, and it is about a songwriter, Jimmy Webb, who was like really prominent in like the 60s and 70s, and he wrote like a bunch of songs, and yeah, pretty cool. This is just his story about his life and career, and it's actually signed, which I didn't even realize, which is pretty cool. So my dad got me a signed copy of this, which was sweet, and I have started reading it, and it is pretty good. It's just like kind of, I mean, I'll say like lighthearted, because I don't know that that's even true, but sometimes like memoirs, autobiographies feel like they can feel heavy, or they can feel, I don't know, it's just, he's just talking about his life and career, and I feel like it's pretty lighthearted the way he kind of approaches it, and it's obviously also a lot more lighthearted than stuff like Firestarter or like other Stephen King books. So it's kind of nice to have this thrown in the mix right now. Like I said, I'm reading this currently, and yeah, pretty interesting. Also, just love when people give you books, because it's, you know, it's often like their taste is part of it as well, so you get to know them a little bit better. But yeah, pretty sweet stuff. And that is actually it for my book haul. I do still have, I'm gonna go book shopping again kind of soon though, because I really do want to get a very nice like hardcover copy of The Silmarillion just for like our family. And then also, I don't know if you've ever seen them in the background, but our Lord of the Rings trilogy are like these mass paperbacks that are super beat up at this point in time, which is fine. Like, I love a good mass paperback, but those are books in particular that we want like kind of nicer versions of, so I think I'm also going to be going book shopping for those as well. So I'm looking for some nice Tolkiens. But that's going to be it for this particular book haul. Perhaps expect another one later in the fall after I get out to some more bookstores and stuff. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Let me know below if you've read any of these books, if you want to read any of them, if they look interesting or weird or whatever. And yeah, I will see you later. Oh, like, subscribe, all that good stuff.